Finally got all these parts painted, and let's see. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goon Squad garage, and today we're gonna continue working on our 1967 Chevrolet Camaro SS. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we finally got this sucker completely wet sanded for the most part. There's just a little bit more like in the engine bay over there, and that should be it. We should be able to head towards a paint booth. And the way that we're gonna start this video off is actually finally legit picking up our paint this time. We're gonna run to the Car Quest, pick out a paint color. I don't think we're gonna actually go off that booklet, the House of Colors booklet. We're just gonna pick a custom paint color, that way they can mix it up on the spot, but it's still gonna look good. What do you think about that?
Dude, I think that's perfectly fine as long as we pick a blue that we really like.
I think so too, because we definitely gotta get some paint, because I think we're gonna try to shoot down some paint today. We're actually not gonna paint the body. We're gonna go a different route, and we're probably gonna paint the front end of this car first, because we are missing one part, which is this gutter trim piece right here. It didn't come in the mail when we thought it would. So we're just gonna go ahead and go in a different order, but you know what? We're still getting things done.
Yeah, as long as we're painting some panels, we'll be good. And we're probably gonna start with the front end first, because that way, whenever we do paint the tub, we can just pull the whole car in like that without the front end, make it a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. It still makes sense here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and probably run to the store first things first. And then after we get our paint, we're gonna jump back, probably take apart that whole entire front end, sand everything, and then hopefully try to see if a paint booth is available.
I just had a box lunch.
I'm only saying that because I'm thinking about food right now. Alrighty guys, so check this out. We just made it back from the store, and we already went ham and we tore apart this whole entire front end right here, dude.
And this is exactly what we had to do, because that's exactly how we're gonna paint all these parts right here off of the car. And we mainly got the fenders off because we're gonna be sanding the inside of these suckers. That way we can paint everything all at once. And we took apart the hood and a few front end pieces like that. And that's just how it's gonna be done,
That's
dude.
how it's gonna be right there. We already wet sanded the bottom of that hood right there, so we got that knocked out. And we're gonna go ahead and move on to these fenders very next right here. And also, of course, we picked up our paint, and that's the most important thing.
Dude, most important thing right now, dude, I'm actually excited that we were actually able to find a paint that we really like and that we can use on this car right here without it being overly expensive, and on top of that, not like a 310 stage paint. You know what I mean?
This is just one simple base coat, which is awesome. And on top of that, it's not a custom color. It's actually a factory color off of what, like a Jaguar?
Yeah, off of a Jaguar. And this is a color that we were looking for, a darker blue, and we were looking for a blue that almost looks black at night or in the shade, and it looks really blue and sparkly in the day, in the sunlight. So I think we found the perfect color right here.
But before we get to the paint, we're gonna show you guys the sealer that we're gonna be working with. We actually got something a little bit different than we normally do. We usually go with like a white sealer or a gray primer looking sealer, but this time, just to get the best coverage with this paint right here, because blue is expensive, you know, we want to make sure we have enough of it as well.
We went ahead and got a blue sealer, so since we're going to be painting the whole car, we want to go ahead and seal all the black paint, and we went with a lighter blue sealer. You can go with darker stuff, but I believe this is going to be the best color to use with this paint right here.
Yeah, that's what the guys at the Car Quest told us, and they always know.
They're on point.
They're on point. They tell us exactly how to get this done right, and imagine if we just painted the car this color though. What do you think of that color?
don't know, man. That's like a new BMW color or something like that. That wouldn't look good on a classic car, dude. This paint right here. Go ahead and crack this paint open right here, man. This is a whole different ball game right here.
Let me show you guys what we got here right here. This is a home run right here.
Come in a little closer, dude. Shit. Oh my goodness, man. Just look how beautiful. Look in that bucket right there. You see how dark it is? That just looks absolutely amazing. Pop out in the sunlight. Show them all them little metallics, sparkles, everything in that thing, dude.
Dude, look at that right there. That looks super sick. I'm telling you, I think this is the perfect color for this car.
The perfect color right here, and dude, it's gonna look epic when we lay this sucker down.
Go ahead and put it in some shade. Where's some shade? Right here's some shade. Look at this, dude. Look at that, dude.
Look how just how quick it goes dark, like super quick. And on top of that, once we spray like three to four coats on this whole entire car, it's gonna be a lot darker than that. It's a couple shades darker than our Ford Raptor because we kind of used the card and put it up to our Ford Raptor paint, and it was like a little bit darker, which looked perfect.
Yeah, exactly. The Ford Raptor color on this, I think, would have been a little bit too light.
Too bright, yeah, too bright.
But you know what? We're gonna paint it this color, and I think it's just gonna look super killer. And another thing I do want to mention is it is super hot today. We got an early start on this video, late in the day. You can tell we're just sweating out here, but you know what? It's kind of good for you, but also slowing us down a little bit.
Slowing us down. Without that fan, I mean, we would have been probably like goners, dude. But we're pushing it. We're trying to get this thing ready for the paint booth, which we can't go to the paint booth tonight, which we really would love to, but you know what?
Not available.
Not available. So not a big deal. We still got a bunch of prep work to do. We got a bunch of stuff to just touch up. You already got a little sample going right there.
Dude, that's cool, man.
Might want to wipe that off right there.
Definitely. But yeah, we still got a good bit of work on our hands. Not only with this, there's a few other things here and there. So I think we're not going to waste any time. Keep on working with these fenders and hopefully get prepared for the paint booth tomorrow sometime around lunchtime. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here, and last night we ended up taking apart the whole entire front end, the radiators, every little bit of trim and everything like that, and we wet sanded
everything that's gonna get painted basically got wet sanded and all that good stuff. Everything is set aside right there because we're probably gonna wash all this stuff before we start loading it up in both of the trucks, because we're probably gonna have to take the Raptor and the F-450 because we got a lot of parts. We're gonna have to play some Jenga or something.
Jenga, Tetris, or Legos. Stack stuff on top of each other because these classic car parts are tougher than your normal parts. So let's just do a whole pile right there and be
do a whole pile, jump a few jumps, and you'll still have 0 dents.
But you know what? We don't want any scuffs and scratches, so maybe we'll just take both of the trucks there. But yeah, like you said, we're gonna definitely wash everything up because there's like grime and dirt behind this stuff, so we want to make sure that no trash is in the paint while you're spraying or whatever.
Yeah, definitely, and everything's gonna dry by the time we get there because it's super hot today. Good thing we got slow reducers, that way the paint dries perfectly. And all we got left is basically this driver door right here that we're just gonna pop off real quick, scuff the inside, outside's already sanded, and then after that, I think we'll be ready to go, dude.
And another thing is there might be a car inside the paint booth because somebody else was using it, so we might have to pull that sucker out, maybe do a little bit of cleanup. So we got to get there a little bit earlier. I know we said lunchtime, but you know what? We're going to try to make it our best effort to get there a little bit sooner.
Because, I mean, no matter if you're painting a little part or a whole car, it all takes forever to get ready, dude.
Tons of prep work, but you know what? We're going to get there and we're going to throw down some color, which this is some super exciting stuff.
This is going to be epic right now, dude. Putting down the first totally different color for our Camaro, which is going to be pretty epic, so I'm pretty excited.
Yes, sir. So I say we go ahead, start loading a bunch of stuff up, and head towards the paint booth. Alrighty guys, so we finally made it here to the paint booth with both of the trucks and all of the parts. We got the F450 loaded up with a bunch of stuff back there. The F150 Raptor loaded up with a bunch of parts plus some snacks, a cooler, and some drinks, dude.
I'm so glad that we actually grabbed that cooler because every time we come out here, dude, we're like running out of water because you sweat so much that you're just drinking constantly. So we got a bunch of snacks as well. I kind of had a Subway sandwich because y'all had snacks. So I grabbed me a little sandwich. I actually saved half of it so y'all can split that between the two of y'all if y'all need to, dude.
Hey man, that's awesome. We appreciate that right there. But a good thing today is actually pretty cloudy, so the sun is not going to be as hot, which is going to mean it's not going to be as hot in the paint booth either. So that's
huge advantage right there. It's going to help us out a lot. And on top of that, we did grab everything except for the hood because we couldn't fit that sucker because, I mean, the Raptor bed's about half the size of the F450. We were just able to throw 2 fenders in here, but you know what? If we have time, we'll probably go ahead and grab it, or we may not even have enough room in the paint booth for all this stuff.
To be honest with you, this right here is going to be plenty of work right here alone.
This is more than I believe the whole tub of the car. This is like more than half of the car that we're painting, especially we're going to be painting insides and outside. So we got a lot of work on our hands.
Speaking of inside, I wonder what's going on inside of that paint booth right there. What if there's a whole car taken apart? We got to put it together, dude.
If we have to, I grab some tools. We'll zig that thing right up, dude.
Awesome, man. I love the way you're thinking right there. But I say we go ahead, not waste any time because it's already like 2, 3 o'clock right now in the afternoon. And this is probably going to take another probably 3 hours. What do you think?
3, 4, 5, 6. It also depends on what you run into. Sometimes you run into little things. Sometimes everything goes smoothly. So who knows? And we got that new gun. Did you grab that new gun?
Oh, dude.
We didn't grab it.
That's what I knew we were forgetting. Like literally, as I was going, I was thinking of the steps of what it's going to take.
I grabbed my guns that I always use. But I can probably get my wife to run that gun down here in a little bit.
While we're setting up, she could probably come out here.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll see. It's not a big deal if we don't have it. Just that's one thing that I just thought of, honestly, on camera.
Dang, it's crazy. I'd like to test that gun out and see how it sprays, dude.
Who knows? We'll probably get it to swing it by. But anyways, let's just go ahead and hop inside that garage right there, see what's going on in there, and just start setting up all of our parts. Alrighty guys, so we finally got our gun delivered right here, which means we are almost ready to go, dude.
You got that right. And let's just go ahead, hop into the paint booth and show you guys how we got the whole entire thing set up in here, man.
I mean, we got mainly everything hanging up other than the fenders and these front end pieces, which these are just going to get painted on one side, but everything else is going to have to get painted on both sides. So we do got a good bit of painting in here, and I think this is the perfect setup right here. If we had the hood, we probably would have ran out of room because right now we're pretty tight, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty crowded in here. Go ahead and slip right there and look how careful you got to be right there, because if you throw some paint and then you walk through there and touch it, could potentially damage.
I'm gonna have to be on my toes, man. I'm gonna have to be on my toes on everything.
You're gonna have to be dancing in here or tangoing or something. What? I didn't know you could dance,
I don't know how to dance. Don't even talk about that right there.
But anyways, we went ahead and wax and grease removed everything. And are these strings strong enough right here, dude?
Man, I think they can hold some pretty good weight right here. These doors are pretty heavy, especially that one, because it has everything in there. But you know what? Everything's hanging really nicely. Hopefully they don't move around too much when we're spraying the paint. This thing right here is just hanging up right there. We just spin that around while we're painting fenders. Perfect spot. We kind of like rigged them up a little bit with some metal wire. That way they can stand how they're standing right now. That way we can get either side right here.
Look
But
at
I
that.
think that's perfect right there.
Dude, that's how you would mount up a telephone pole and keep it from falling right there,
Yeah,
dude.
you have to wire it up all the time, man, on both ends, dude.
Dude, this is awesome right here. Next thing that we're gonna do is probably actually
self-etching primer.
Self-etching primer.
Yeah, so
but
we
before
gotta-
self-etching, you gotta do tack cloth, right?
Yeah, tack cloth everything, and then we'll self-etch on all the metal exposed areas right here. That way the paint and the sealer can stick to it really nicely. The sealer alone is gonna look really cool once we throw that little blue sealer on. Then after that, I think we'll be ready for some base coat. Alrighty guys, so we just sprayed the sealer down and it went down super good, nice and even coat throughout all the parts. And I mean, the gun did absolutely amazing. I'm definitely loving this new gun, but we did run into a little issue because we're basically getting ready to spray some base coat, but we found out that the tips that we bought for the base coat are actually incorrect. So these are not made for the gun. As you can tell, you try to push it on there, there's like a big old gap and the latch points are all different. We do have some tips that we use to primer with. They're just 1.8. They're just a little bit too big for paint, so we won't be able to use these. So what we're gonna do is just use our good old handy dandy Wacom right here that sprays absolutely amazing. We're just gonna end up using it.
How much lighter is it? Which one is lighter out of the two right there?
This thing, you can't even feel it right here. This thing right here, it's carbon fiber, but it still got metal in it, so it has some weight on it right here.
Yeah, that is true. It would be awesome, but I think we're definitely gonna have to look into getting the right tips because it's just not gonna spray that paint down right and atomize it.
Yeah,
right?
I don't wanna spray it with the wrong tip. I'd rather use a better gun right here. That way it atomizes the paint a lot cleaner and it lays down those metallics a lot better, dude.
Exactly. You almost disappeared against that sealer in there, man.
That sealer's the same color as this, which looks pretty good in there, but it kind of looks almost like a old school car. You know what I mean? Like, we don't. That's not a muscle car paint right there, dude.
Looks pretty cool. I will admit, maybe we need to paint something that color.
That's
dude.
like a color of like a Studebaker or something like that, not a Camaro, dude.
That's right. We got the perfect color for the Camaro, which is going down right now,
Yeah,
dude.
so we're gonna go ahead and mix it up in a. We don't even have to mix it. It's already ready to spray. We're gonna go ahead and pour it up in our cups, pop in there, and start spraying it down. Alrighty guys, so the base coat just went down nice and smooth. 2 coats and 1 last mist coat, which we did the mist coat pretty thick. That way it covers everything and it's looking really good, dude.
Dude, so far just in the paint booth, it is looking mighty fine, but you know what's gonna really tell what it's gonna look like?
The clear coat,
The
dude.
clear coat, or even getting it out in the sunlight.
Dude, out in the sunlight or just out in the daylight right here, dude, it would look absolutely amazing, dude. I can't wait to shoot the clear, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some protein in me because, man, it's just this heat, man. It's still pretty dang hot in there, dude.
Definitely, especially in the suits. Oh my goodness,
and in
man.
my face mask, it's getting completely soaked in sweat in there. Definitely need to actually invest in a ventilated face mask.
Yeah,
dude.
I think we're just gonna go ahead and purchase that. I know we said that last time, but you know what? This time we gotta make sure we make it happen.
We'll probably
dude.
say the same thing next time.
No, we actually gotta make it happen
Yeah,
this time,
definitely.
dude. But luckily we got that cooler full of stuff, man. That's
Yeah.
cooling us down a little bit there. But I think it's time to go ahead and how much coats of clear are we gonna throw, dude?
We're probably gonna do 2 coats, 2 nice thick coats of clear, and I think we'll be all right.
Do we
dude.
got enough clear now?
I think we do. We got 1 gallon of clear coat. We should have grabbed another gallon. We always like to be precautious, but you know what? We're just on the move so quick, so I think 1 gallon should do, dude.
Yeah, so I say we go ahead and jump in there, or should we let it dry a little
We're
bit?
gonna let it dry a little bit. I'm gonna finish up my snack right here, and then we're gonna jump in there and spray some clear.
Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here and we finally got all these parts painted and let's see it.
Dang, that looks good right there, man.
Wait, man, and this is not even a sunny day, so you're not gonna get the full effect, that explosion of metallics, dude.
Dude, just all kinds of colors. I mean, right off the bat, it's already going from dark to like dark blue, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's the cool thing. That's exactly what we wanted. That way it almost looks black, which in the shade, that's what it's gonna look
Dude,
like.
this is the perfect color choice right here for this car,
Hey,
man.
I'm telling you what, dude, once we buff this down, we're probably gonna get a little bit more horsepower and we're gonna get a little bit more effect out the paint. Dude.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just what classic cars are all about, dude. You just sit there and just buff them all weekend long, man.
Every weekend, dude. Make them lighter.
Yeah.
Weight reduction. But anyways, that's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. We got a lot of work on our hands just trying to get this stuff home. We actually got 3 trucks with us this time. We're gonna make sure we don't scuff or scratch anything. But make sure your guys' post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.